Earlier, you studied about the probability, the introduction and a definition of a probability, classical definition of a probability, and finding the probabilities to some uncertainty events and addition of a theorem, etc. etc. Right now, we are going to learn about the another concepts of the probability, like conditional event, conditional probability, multiplication theorem, and Bayes theorem, independent events, etc. Before that, let us we define a conditional event. Conditional event. What is the conditional event? Suppose A comma B are two events. A comma B are two events in a random experiment. In a random experiment, then the event that occurrence of A occurrence of the event A after the occurrence of the event B is called conditional event. Now this is a definition to conditional event. Once again, A comma B are two events in a random experiment, and the event that occurrence or happening of A after the occurrence of B or after the happening of B, then this event is known as a conditional event and it is denoted by A by B. So, A by B represents the event that A happens after the happening of B or occurrence of A after the occurrence of B. Similarly, suppose the event that occurrence of B after the occurrence of the event A is also known as a conditional event. It is also called a conditional event, and it is denoted by B by A. So, B by A is a conditional event that the occurrence of B after the occurrence of A. Now, suppose A and B are two events in a random experiment, and let us we take one example here. A comma B are two events in a random experiment. And then already we defined A by B comma B by A are the conditional event. Conditional events. Now the probabilities of these conditional events are called conditional probabilities. P of A by B is conditional probability to this conditional event. So that P of A by B is called conditional probability. And P of B by A So it is also called conditional probability to the event B by A. Now, see, A comma B are any two events in a random experiment, and P of A by B is conditional probability of the event A by B. That means the probability of A by B is what? Here we have to find probability to the conditional event A by B. But we know that the event that A happens after the happening of B. Hence, the number of favorable cases to happen this A by B is the number of favorable cases of A and B to the number of favorable cases of B. Or in other words, we know that A by B is a conditional event. So B has some favorable cases and A also has some favorable cases in the random experiment. But A by B is a conditional event. So this A happens after the happening of B. Therefore, the number of favorable cases for this event is equal to, now the number of favorable cases of A intersection B from the number of favorable cases of B. That is the ratio of number of favorable cases to A intersection B by the number of favorable cases of B. So here we have to consider the favorable cases of A and B from the favorable cases of B. Then only the event happens. So that the probability of this conditional event P of A by B is given by number of favorable cases of A intersection B. That is N of A intersection B by N of B. Similarly, the probability for B by A. B by A is what? It is a conditional event. B by A is also a conditional event that B happens after the happening of A. That means we should consider the common elements of A and B or the common cases of A and B from the favorable cases of A. So that the number of favorable cases of A intersection B by the number of favorable cases of A. So the ratio of number of favorable cases of A intersection B to the number of favorable cases of A. It gives the probability of the event B by A. Hence, the probability of B by A can be taken as N of A intersection B by N of A. But here the fundamental condition is that N of B in the above case should be greater than 0, and in this case N of A must be greater than 0. The number of elements in the favorable case B should be greater than 0 here, and for conditional probability B by A, N of A must be greater than 0. Now, we have one example. Suppose if I take one random experiment, that is tossing a coin 3 times. Now this is a random experiment. The total number of outcomes of this experiment is N of S, where S is sample space and n of s represents the total number of outcomes of the experiment. What are the total number of outcomes when when a coin is tossed 3 times? Triple H or HHT, HTH, THH, TTH, THT, HTT, TTT. Now these are the total number of cases that when a coin tosses 3 times. Now I am going to define 2 events. One is A is equal to the event that getting at least one head. And B is the event that the first coin shows tail. Okay, so 2 events I have taken. One is getting at least one head, and B is the first coin shows tail. Okay, now let us define one conditional event, that A by B. Let us define the conditional event A by B. How? At least one head, if it is given by first coin shows tail. Now this is a conditional event because of here one event depends on the other. At least one head if it is given by the first coin shows tail. Now the number of favorable cases for A getting at least one head means that what are the favorable cases for this event? At least one head means that we may get 1 head, 2 heads and 3 heads. So 1 head means that is HTT, HTH, HTT, TTH, comma, THT, comma, HHT, comma, THH, HTH and triple H. See, now the event that getting at least one head. Now here these are the favorable cases from total number of outcomes. Next, for the event B. B is the first coin shows tail. The first coin shows tail. Hence, the favorable cases to happen this event are THH, TTH, THT and triple T. Now these are the favorable cases happening of B. Coming to the conditional event. A by B is given that at least one head if it is given by first coin shows tail. Now let us find the probability of conditional event A by B. For A by B, so it is given that n of A intersection B by n of B. So n of A intersection B. N of A intersection B. What is A intersection B? A intersection B means it is the event that containing common favorable cases of A and B. So here favorable cases to A given, and these are the favorable cases to B. So A intersection B, what are the common cases in both the sets? So the common cases are, you see, T, H, H, yes, T, T, H, T, H, T, and any more? That's all. Now these are the common cases. Therefore, the number of favorable cases to happen this event is equal to 3 by n of B. What are the total number of cases here for B? That is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4. So out of 4, 3 are favorable to happen this event. Therefore, the probability of the conditional event A by B is 3 by 4. Here we have one more problem, that is on conditional probability. See, a family has 2 children. What is the probability that both the children are boys given that at least one of them is a boy? Here the experiment is, a family has 2 children. Now, the family has 2 children. So generally the 2 children may be boys or girls, or one boy, one girl. Hence the total number of favorable cases to happen this one is B comma B, that means both are boys, or B comma G, boy and girl, or girl and boy, the first one is girl and second one is boy, or both are maybe girls. Now these are the possible favorable cases. Now what is the probability that both the children are boys, and given that when the condition is given, what is that condition? At least one of them is a boy. So find the probability of this case depending on this event. At least one of them is a boy. Now let us choose 2 events first. A is both the children are boys. Both the children are boys. So the favorable cases are only BB. And the another one is at least one of the child is a boy. At least one of children is a boy. Now for this event the favorable cases are at least one of the children is a boy, means that there may be a boy, girl, or girl, boy, or both may be boys. Hence the favorable cases are BG, GB, BB. Now let us define the conditional event A by B. What is that? Both the children are boys. Both the children are boys given that it is given that there is at least one of them is a boy. There is at least one of them is a boy. Now this is a conditional event A by B. Now the probability for this conditional event A by B is equal to, it is given by n of A intersection B by n of B. You know, n of B, it is already the favorable cases of B are 3. Therefore, n of B is equal to 3. And A intersection B, what are the common cases of A and B? Only one, that is BB. So that the number of favorable cases to A intersection B is equal to 1. Hence, finally, the probability that both the children are boys, if it is given that at least one of them is a boy, is 1 by 3. Now we have one more problem. See, a die is thrown twice. It's a problem on dice. A die is thrown twice and sum of the numbers appearing is observed to be 6. Sum of the numbers appearing is observed to be 6. What is the conditional probability that the number 4 has appeared at least once? See, this is the event, the number 4 has appeared at least once is depends on sum of the numbers appearing is observed to be 6. So, here also two events are there. So, first of all, the experiment is, a die is thrown twice. A die is thrown twice. Whenever the die is thrown twice, then what are the favorable cases? The favorable cases are, 1 comma 1, 1 comma 2, 1 comma 3, 1 comma 4, 1 comma 5, 1 comma 6 and so on up to 6 comma 6. Therefore, the total number of favorable cases of this sample space is equal to 6 square 36. You will get totally 36 pairs. Now, here two events are given. Let they be A and B. Here A is equal to, the number 4 has occurred at least once. The number 4 has occurred or appeared at least once. Now let it be the event. The number 4 has appeared at least once. That means one of the two dice show at least 4. So that the favorable cases to happen this event are 4 comma 1. Suppose if first die shows 4 and the second die maybe show 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 4 comma 1, 4 comma 2, 4 comma 3 and 4, 4, 4, 5, 4, 6. Suppose second die shows 4 and first die may be any of the number like 1 comma 4, 2 comma 4, 3 comma 4 and 4 comma 4 it is already taken, 5 comma 4 and 6 comma 4. Now these are the favorable cases. How many are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Therefore, n of A is equal to 11. Now, let us take the another event B. What is that? Sum of the numbers appearing is observed to be 6. Sum of the numbers on the dice, sum of the numbers appearing on the dice is to be 6, is 6. is 6. Now let it be the event B. Sum on the die 6. What are the favorable cases here? When does the sum on the two dice is 6? If the first die shows 1 and the second die shows 5. 1 comma 5. 1 plus 5 is equal to 6. So that is one case. Or if first die shows 2 and the second one must show 4, such that 2 plus 4 is equal to 6. Similarly, it is 3 comma 3, 4 comma 2 and 5 comma 1. Now these are the favorable cases. Hence, number of favorable cases to the event B is equal to 5. Now, but what is the question here? Find the conditional probability that the number 4 has appeared at least once when the sum of the two numbers appearing is observed to be 6. Therefore, A by B is a conditional event that the number 4 has appeared at least once if it is given that sum of the two numbers on the dice is 6. Therefore, the probability of A by B is equal to n of A intersection B by n of B. N of A intersection B. What are the common favorable cases of A and B? The common values are, here you see 4 comma 2 and 2 comma 4. 2 comma 4, 4 comma 2. Just 2 are common in both A and B. Therefore, n of A intersection B is equal to 2 out of 5, where n of B is equal to number of favorable cases of the event B, that is equal to 5. Hence, the conditional probability that is P of A by B is equal to 2 by 5. We have done the problems on conditional probability. Now, let us know the properties of the conditional probability. The first one is, let F be the event of sample space S then probability of S by F is equal to the probability of F by F is equal to 1. Now this is the first property. See, F is a event in the sample space. That means F is always subset to S. Now let us consider probability of S by F. S by F, it means it is a conditional event that S, it is given by F. Now by its definition of conditional probability, we can write P of S by F as n of S intersection F by n of F. You know, S is a sample space and F is subset to S. Therefore, S intersection F is equal to what? The intersection of S and F is equals to F by n of F. So, n of F gets cancelled, it is equals to 1. Now, second one, P of F by F, that is equal to, again, by the definition of conditional probability. Actually, F by F means what? It is the event that F is given by F, and it can be taken as n of F intersection F by n of S, n of F. Now, F intersection F, what is the intersection of F and F? Itself, that is n of F by n of F. Now, both gets cancelled, it is equals to 1. Therefore, finally, the probability that S by F is equal to probability of F by F, both are equals to 1. Now, the second property, if A and B are any two events of a sample space S of an experiment, and F is an event of S such that P of F not equals to 0, then P of A union B by F is equal to P of A by F plus P of B by F minus P of A intersection B by F. Already we know that the probability of A by B means that it is the conditional event that the occurrence of A after B, and the conditional probability of that event is given by n of A intersection B by n of B. Okay. Now, if we divide the numerator and denominator both with n of S, then what? It is n of A intersection B by n of S whole divided by n of B by n of S. Right now, by classical definition of probability, n of A intersection B by n of S become the probability of A intersection B by n of B by n of S is probability of B. Therefore, probability of A by B can be taken as probability of A intersection B by probability of B. So, this is a general observation point. Now, coming to the property, here we have to prove that the probability of A union B by F is equal to P of A by F plus P of B by F minus P of A intersection B by F, where the probability of F is not equals to 0. Now, let us take the probability of A union B by F. Now, it can be taken as the probability of A union B intersection F by probability of F, according to that concept. Now, it is probability of A union B intersection F, A union B intersection F. So, by the distribution of, by the distributive law, it can be taken as A intersection F union B intersection F by probability of F. It is the distribution in union. A union B intersection F is the distribution in union. That is A intersection F union B intersection F. A intersection F, it is one event, B intersection F, it is another event, and these two events are connected by U, so that it is probability of E1 union E2 form. The probability of E1 union E2 is equal to P of E1 plus P of E2 minus P of E1 intersection E2, which is known as addition theorem. So, by addition theorem concept, so we can write this one as P of A intersection F plus probability of B intersection F and minus probability of A intersection F intersection B intersection F by P of A. Now, this is the probability of A intersection F plus probability of B intersection F minus probability of, A intersection F intersection B intersection F, which is equals to A intersection B intersection F by P of F. Okay, right now we can prove this property in two ways. That is, first one is, suppose if A intersection B is not equal to phi, if A and B are disjoint events, like A intersection B not equal to phi. Therefore, the probability of A union B by F is equal to the probability of A intersection F plus the probability of B intersection F minus probability of A intersection B intersection F. A intersection B intersection F whole divided by P of F. Now we can resolve it into three fractions. That implies the probability of A union B by F is equal to, we can write it as P of A intersection F by P of F, A intersection F by P of F plus P of B intersection F by P of F minus the probability of A intersection B intersection F by P of F. By the definition of conditional probability, so this will be the probability of A by F. And the second fraction is, it is probability of B by F. And third one is the probability of A intersection B by F. Hence, A intersection B is not equal to phi, then the probability of A and B by F is proved as P of A by F plus P of B by F minus P of A intersection B by F. Now in another case, second case, suppose if A intersection B is equal to phi, if A and B are joint sets or joint events such that A intersection B is equal to phi, then what? The probability of A union B whole divided by F is equal to, here it is the probability of A by F plus probability of B by F minus, what about that? A intersection B is equal to phi, the probability of phi by F. Phi by F. Therefore, here it is probability of A by F plus probability of B by F minus probability of, we can replace phi by A intersection B by F. So actually the probability for phi is equal to 0. Probability of phi is equal to 0. So that we can write this one as minus P of 0 and later it can be replaced by probability of phi by F and phi can be replaced by A intersection B. So finally probability of A and B by F is equal to P of A by F plus P of B by F minus P of A intersection B by F. So whether A intersection B not equal to phi or equal to phi, then the property is common. Now the third property, that is, let E comma F be two events of a sample space S, then P of E dash by F is equal to 1 minus P of E by F. E dash is the complementary event of E. E dash is the complementary event of E. Therefore, E dash intersection E is equal to phi and E dash union E is equal to S. Okay. So it is already we know. Now, by the first property, by the property 1, we can write it as the probability of S by F is equal to 1. That is the probability of where S can be replaced by E dash union E by F is equal to 1. Now this implies, now by the second property, it can be taken as P of E dash by F plus P of E by F minus P of E dash intersection E by F is equal to 1. So that it is P of E dash by F plus P of E by F minus, what about this one? E dash intersection E is equal to phi. Therefore, phi of phi by F is equal to 1. Now this is P of E dash by F plus P of E by F minus, what is F by F? It is probability of, it can be taken as probability of phi intersection F by P of F is equal to 1. Now the intersection of null set with F is always null set, empty set. Therefore, the probability of E dash by F plus probability of E by F minus, so this part becomes 0, 0 by something always 0 is equal to 1. So that from this probability of E dash by F is equal to 1 minus probability of E by F. Now this is the third property. Let us take one problem. If P of A is equal to 0.8, P of B is equal to 0.5 and P of B by A is equal to 0.4, then find the following. The first one is probability of A intersection B, and second one is probability of A by B, and third one is probability of A and B. Now here the given that probability for A is 0.8, probability for B it is 0.5, and the probability of B by A is equal to 0.4. Probability of B by A is equals to probability of B intersection A by P of A is equal to 0.4. Now this implies, but we know that probability of B intersection A is same as to probability of A intersection B, because B intersection A is always equals to A intersection B. That's why their probabilities are equal. Hence we can replace B intersection A by A intersection B by, but P of A, it is already given that 0.8 is equal to 0.4. Now on cross multiplying, it is the probability of A intersection B is equal to 0.8 into 0.4, that is 0.32. Hence the probability of A intersection B is equal to 0.32. That is the first one. And the next bit is, second bit, the probability of A by B. The probability of A by B is equal to probability of A intersection B by probability of B. But it is just now we found the probability of A intersection B, that is what? 0.32 by the probability of B, which is given that 0.5. We can take it as 32 by 50, or 2 table gets cancelled here, it is 16 times and this will be 25. So the probability of A by B is equal to 16 by 25. And the next one for third bit, the probability of A union B. By addition theorem, the probability of A and B is equals to PA, probability of A plus probability of B minus probability of A intersection B. Here probability of A, it is already given that 0.8, and probability of B, it is also given 0.5, and probability of A intersection B, it is found that 0.32. Now this is 0.8 plus 0.5 is equal to 1.3 minus 0.32. So that is 1.30 minus 0.32. What is that? It is 8, 9 and 0.98. Therefore, the probability of A and B is equal to 0.98. Now here, one problem given that mother, father and son line up at random for a family picture. Then the one event E is taken as son on one end, and another event F is given that father is in middle. Then find the probability of E by F. So here E by F is a conditional event, and the occurrence of E after the occurrence of F. See, first of all, here the experiment is mother, father and son line up at random for a family picture. Mother M, father F, son S, or want to sit at random, and they can sit in a line actually there are three places, three persons, so that these three persons can accommodate the three places in 3p 3 ways. That means 3 factorial is equal to 6. Hence the sample space S is equal to M, F, S. This is one arrangement. M, S, F, second one. F, M, S, F, S, M, S, M, F, S, F, M. Now these are the possible ways that the three persons can sit in a row. That is the sample space, and N of S is equal to 6 here. Now one event E is defined as, what is that event? Son on one end. So son always sit at one end. That means in the three places, the son sit either in last place or in first place. Therefore, now let us rewrite the favorable cases for this event. So whether son sit in first place, then mother in second position, father in third position, or if son sit in first place and father second place, mother third place. Suppose if son sit at last end, then the possible cases are M, F, S or F, M, S. Now these are the possible cases to E. Hence the number of favorable cases to happen this event is equal to 4. Next, one more event F is given. What is that? The father is always sit in middle. Father is in middle. Now, what are the favorable cases for this? Father sit in middle place. Then the first place may be mother, father, son. This is one possibility. Or son, father, mother. S, F, M. This is the second one. Now in these two arrangements only the father may sit in the middle position. Therefore, the number of favorable cases to happen this event is equal to 2. Now, here the question is, find the probability of E by F. Let us define the event E by F. What is the event E by F? You know, it is a conditional event that happens after the happening of F. So that we can define E by F as sun on one end if it is given that the father is in middle. Now, this is the conditional event. Next, let us define E intersection F. E intersection F. That means both the events occur. What is that? Sun on one end and father is always in middle. Sun is on one end and father is always in middle. What are the favorable cases for this event? Sun on one end, father is in middle place. That is SFM. And there is one more arrangement, that MFS. In these two cases, sun is one end and father is always in middle. Therefore, the number of favorable cases for this event is equal to 2. Now, let us find the probability of the required event E by F. The probability of the conditional event E by F is equal to N of E intersection F by N of F. Now, N of E intersection F is equal to 2 by N of S. The total number of favorable cases are 2 here. Therefore, 2 by 2 gets cancelled 1. Therefore, the probability for the required event is 1. Now, one more problem here. A fair die is rolled, then consider the following events. E is equal to 135, F is equal to 2, 3, G is equal to 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, 3 events are defined. Then find probability of E by F and probability of F by E. Second one, probability of E by G and probability of G by E. Third one, probability of E union F by G and probability of E intersection F by Z. Now, given the 3 sets E, F, G, here the experiment is what? A fair die is rolled. When a fair die is rolled, then the total number of outcomes N of S is equal to 6. And the sample space S is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So, the die may show any of the 6 numbers, so that the possible outcomes are 1, 2, 6 and the number of elements in the sample space S is equal to 6. Now, first of all, let us find the probability that E by F. The probability of E by F by conditional probability, we can write it as N of E intersection F by N of F. But you know, the set E given, F given, so that what is E intersection F? E intersection F means the set that containing common elements of E and F. The common elements in these two sets are only 3. Therefore, the number of elements in this set is equal to 1 and the number of elements in F is equal to 2. Therefore, the probability of E by F is equal to 1 by 2. And another one, the probability of F by E. F by E. Now, this is N of F intersection E by N of E. You know, F intersection E, E intersection F, both are same. That's why the number of elements in this intersection is equal to 1 by N of E. What are the number of elements? 1, 3, 5, that is 3. Therefore, probability for the event is 1 by 3. Next, second bit. Now here P of E by G, E by G, that is N of E intersection G by N of G, but let us define E intersection G set first. So the set E contains the 3 elements 1, 3, 5, G contains 2, 3, 4, 5. The common elements of E and G, what are they? 3, 5. 3, 5. Therefore, now the number of elements in the intersection is equal to 2. So that the numerator is 2 and denominator means it is the number of elements in the given set G, they are 4. So 2 by 4, 1 by 2. And the probability of G by E, it is N of G intersection E by N of E. Now the number of elements in G intersection E again 2 and number of elements in E is equal to 3. Therefore, the probability for that case is equal to 2 by 3. Next, third one. The probability of E1 E union F whole divided by G. That means it is number of elements in E union F intersection G by N of G. Okay. Now let us define these sets first. E union F. E union F. E union. Union means that it is selection of all the elements from E and F. So E has the elements 1, 3, 5 and F has the elements 2, 3. Therefore, union of these two sets is equal to 1, 2, 3, 5. 1, 2, 3, 5. Therefore, the number of elements in E union F is equal to 4. And also we determine E union F intersection G. Actually, this is the required set. Now, what are the common elements of E union F and G? E union F 1, 2, 3, 5, G 2, 3, 4, 5. The common elements are 2, 3, 5. Therefore, now the number of elements in this set is equal to 3 and the number of elements in Z is equal to 4. Therefore, the probability for that case is equal to 3 by 4. Next one, the probability of E intersection F by G. Now this is N of E intersection F intersection G by N of G. Now let us define E intersection F first. You know, already it is defined. E intersection F is equal to 3 and E intersection F intersection G. So G has the elements 2, 3, 4, 5. E intersection F has only one element 3. Now the common element of the two sets is equal to 3 only. Therefore, the number of elements in this set is equal to 1 by number of elements in Z 4. Therefore, the probability of E intersection F by G is equal to 1 by 4. The another important theorem on probability, that is multiplication theorem on probability. Now, what is its statement? Let E comma F be two events E comma F be two events of a sample space and the probability of E is not equals to 0 and probability of F is also not equals to 0, then first one, the probability of E intersection F is equal to probability of E into probability of F by E. The second one, the probability of E intersection F is also equals to probability of F into probability of E by F. So now this is the statement. Let E comma F be two events of a sample space in any random experiment with the probabilities not equals to 0, each probability not equals to 0 but less than 1. Then probability of E intersection F is equal to P of E into P of F by E, and P of E intersection F is also equals to P of F into P of E by F. Now already we have the definition for conditional probability. What is that? E by F is called conditional probability, is called conditional event. It is a conditional event of the sample space S. And then the probability of E by F is called conditional probability. So it is already defined that probability to the conditional event is always conditional probability, and also defined as P of E by F is equal to P of E intersection F by P of F. Now on cross multiplying, it is P of E by F into P of F is equal to P of E intersection F. Therefore, the probability of E intersection F is equal to probability of F into probability of E by F. So, P of E intersection F is equal to P of F into P of E by F. So, it is the second one. Next one, in the same way, F by E is also a conditional event. Now, the probability of this conditional event, that is probability of F by E, is called conditional probability. Conditional probability. Now, by its definition, probability of F by E is equal to the probability of F intersection E by P of E. Now, on cross multiplying this, we get P of E into P of F by E is equal to P of F intersection E or E intersection F, whatever that, no problem. Both are same. Therefore, the probability of F intersection E or E intersection F is equal to P of E into P of F by E. That hence the theorem. So now we derived the multiplication theorem. Suppose if A comma B are two events in a sample space S, and the probability of A intersection B is proved as P of A into P of B by A, or that is also equals to P of B into P of A by B. So it is already proved. Suppose if there are three events, A, B, C are three events belongs to sample space S. A, B, C are three events in a sample space S. Now let us find the probability of A intersection B intersection C. Now here let us we take A intersection B is equal to some D, some event D. Then it is P of A intersection B into probability of C by A intersection B by the above theorem. Now we can write this P of A intersection B again as P of A into P of B by A into probability of C by A intersection B. Therefore, the probability of A intersection B intersection C. So, A, B, C are three events. Then the probability that the three events occur at a time is equal to P of A into P of B by A into P of C by A intersection B. Now, in order to consider, suppose if there are A1, A2, A3, so on, An or n events in sample space S, then probability of A1 intersection, A2 intersection, A3 intersection and so on intersection An is equal to P of A1 into P of A2 by A1 into P of A3 by A1 intersection A2 and continue like that, and P of An by A1 intersection A2 intersection and so on intersection An minus 1. Now let us we do one problem on multiplication theorem on probability. Here one problem is given. An urn contains 10 black and 5 white balls. 2 balls are drawn from this urn, one after another without replacement. The 2 balls are taken not at a time. The 2 balls are drawn one after another without replacement. What is the probability that both drawn the balls are black? Now here let us consider the two events first. One is E. That is the first ball is black. First ball is black. The event that the first ball is black. Let F be another event that the second ball is black. Second ball is black. So, two events I have taken. Now, here the question is what? What is the probability that both the drawn balls are black? That means the two events occur simultaneously. That is probability of E intersection F. So, both occur at a time. That is, let us find the probability of E intersection F. Now, for this, the probability of E intersection F or E intersection F is, what is that? The first ball is black and second ball is also black. That is E intersection F. Now, the probability of E intersection F is equal to, by the multiplication theorem, the probability of E into probability of F by E. Now, what is the probability for E? What is the event E? The first ball is black. Just first ball is black. So that let us find the favorable cases of E, N of E. The first ball is black means here totally 10 balls in that urn. So that we should consider one black ball out of 10. So it can be happen in 10C1 ways. And what about the second ball? the second ball may be any color. So according to this event, the first one is only black. So the second one may be any of the other. That means the other balls are 9 black and 5 white, that is 9 plus 5, 14. So out of which we can select any one. So that 10C1 into 14C1, that is 10 into 14, 140. Next one, F by E. It is the conditional event that F happens after the happening of E. That means the second ball is black if it is known that the first ball is black. So for this, P of E is equal to, it is already P of E is equal to N of E by N of E by N of S. Now P of E is equal to the number of favorable cases to E, that is equal to 15 into 10 into 14, 10 into 14 by total number of cases are 15 into 14 into, now the probability that F by E, so that F by E means what? It is that the second ball is black if it is known that the first ball is black. So that the total number of balls in the bag is equal to 14 only, because of we have taken one black ball. Now the second ball is also black ball. The total number of black balls after taking one black ball is equal to 9. So that here 14 cancel, and next 5 table cancel, here it is 2 times, and this is 3 times into 9 by 14, and 3 table again cancel in 9 3 times, and 2 table 7 times. Therefore the probability that both the balls are drawn black is equal to 3 by 7. Now there is one more problem on multiplication theorem. See, 3 cards are drawn successively without replacement from a pack of 52 well shuffled cards. Well shuffled playing cards. What is the probability that first 2 cards are kings and the third card drawn is an ace? Now here let us consider the 3 events A, B, C, where A is equal to, the first card is king. First card is king, and B is, second card is king, and the event C is, third card is an ace. So let us consider the 3 events A, B, C like that. Now here we have to find the probability that the first 2 cards are kings and the third card drawn is an ace. That means the first 2 are kings and third one is ace. That means the 3 events must occur at a time. So that we have to find the probability of A intersection B intersection C. That is equal to, it is according to the theorem, P of A intersection B intersection C is equal to P of A into P of A into P of B by A into P of C by A intersection B. Now what is the probability for A? Probability for that is, first card is king. The number of kings in 52 playing cards is equal to 4. So there are 4 kings in a pack of 52 cards and 4 aces in the pack. Okay. Now the first event is first card is king. So what is the probability that getting a king, that is the number of kings are 4 out of 52. So that the probability for getting a king card first is 4 by 52. And now find the probability to B by A. B by A means that it is the conditional event B happens after the happening of A. So already one king card is selected. So that here rest of the cards are 51. Out of which we have to select the second one. The another card is also king. But one card is already selected now. So that the remaining kings are 3. So we can select 1 out of 3 into the next one. The probability for C by A intersection B. So for this case already 2 cards over. 2 cards are drawn. So that rest of the cards are 50, out of which one can be selected actually. But the probability that selection of the third card is ace. But the aces are 4. So that we may select any card, any ace card from the remaining 4. So it happens in 4 by 40 ways. Therefore, this is now 4 cancel 52, that is 13 times 1 by 13 into here 3 cancel 17 times into now here this is 2 by 2 cancel in 50 25 times. Now this is on simplification 1 into 1 into 2 by 13 into 17 into 25 is equal to 5525. Okay. Therefore, the probability for the given event is equal to 2 by 5525. There is another definition of independent events. What are the independent events? Independent events means that one does not depends upon the other, or the occurrence of one event is not affected by the occurrence or non-occurrence of the other. For suppose A, B are any two events in a sample space S of any random experiment, the occurrence of A is not affected by the occurrence or non-occurrence of B, then A is independent event. Similarly, suppose the occurrence of B is not affected by the occurrence or non-occurrence of the event A, then B is called independent event. So, independent event means that one does not depends upon the other. Now, A by B, where A, B are any two events, A by B is a conditional event. This is a conditional event. Conditional event means that the happening or the occurrence of A after the occurrence of the event B. So that is the definition of a conditional event. Suppose if A, B are independent events, if A and B are independent events, that means one does not affected or influence the other. Therefore, A by B become what? A by B become A. Why? Because the conditional event A happens after the B is equal to the occurrence of A, whether B happens or not, because A and B are independent events. Similarly, B by A, it is the conditional event that B happens after the happening of A is equal to B when A and B are independent events. So B by A means it is the event B happens after A, but A and B are independent. It does not depends upon A. Whether A happens or not, B happens. So that B by A become B. Therefore, the probability of A by B is equal to probability of A, and the probability of B by A is equal to probability of B. Suppose if A comma B are independent events, then already we know that the probability of A by B is equal to probability of A, and the probability of B by A is equal to the probability of B, because there is no dependency. So there is no condition at all. Hence A by B become A, B by A become B when they are independent events. Now we have the multiplication theorem that P of A intersection B is equal to P of A into P of B by A. Now that is equal to P of A into, P of B by A. That B by A, probability of B by A is equal to probability of B. Therefore, the probability of A intersection B is equal to probability of A into probability of B. If any two events A and B are independent, then probability of A intersection B is equal to PA into PB. Suppose if, let us take the three events, A, B, C are three independent events. Then the probability of A intersection B intersection C. Now it is already defined as P of A into P of B by A into P of C by A intersection B. Now since the three events are independent, one does not depends upon the other, so that there is no conditional probability. Now it is P of A, P of B by A become P of B, and the probability of C after A intersection B, but C is independent whether A intersection B happens or not, then this condition probability become probability of C. Therefore, P of A intersection B intersection C is equal to PA into PB into PC. Now let us discuss one example problem on independent events. A die is thrown if E is the event that the number appearing is a multiple of 3, and F be another event that number appearing is even. Find whether E and F are independent events. Now a die is thrown. The experiment is a die is thrown. When the die is thrown, then the favorable outcomes are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now these are the favorable outcomes when a die is thrown. Therefore, sample space S is equal to 1 to 6. Now here one event E is defined that the number appearing is a multiple of 3. What are the multiples of 3 here from the set S? 3, 6, and F is equal to another event that the number appearing is even. What are the even numbers in this set? 2, 4, 6. Now E intersection F is equal to, what are the common elements? Yes, only that 6. Therefore, now let us find the probabilities of these three events. The probability of E is equal to, so 2 out of 6, that is 1 by 3, and the probability of F is equal to the number of favorable cases F, that is 3 out of total number of cases 6, that is 1 by 2, and the probability of E intersection F is equal to a number of favorable cases for this set is equal to only 1 out of 6. Now let us multiply P of E and P of F. P of E is equal to 1 by 3 into P of F is equal to 1 by 2, that is equal to 1 by 6, which is equals to probability of E intersection F. Therefore, the condition P of E intersection F is equal to P of E into P of F is verified. Therefore, the given two events E comma F are independent. The two events are independent events.